Hi, I'm Samantha Bolton. Today we're going to take some time to learn about what self-ownership means in the world of athletics as an athlete and as a coach. The objectives are to define how we describe self-ownership, look at examples of what self-ownership looks like, have some application discussion based on how we can put self-ownership into our everyday lives, and then some concluding thoughts on what the takeaways are that I've defined for this lesson. I think first it's important we break this word down because it is two parts. So looking at self, one single individual's actions, behaviors, character, all of those pieces, truly who you are at your core on the inside, yourself. Ownership is the position or mindset of being an owner. So thinking that we own a car, we own a house, we're responsible for all the things that happen in and around that object. Same thing for ourself. If we put them together, I am truly the owner of all of my actions and all of my character traits and my behaviors. So put together, my personal definition of self-ownership is taking responsibility for one's individual behavior or action in any situation while attempting to be the best I can be. I think the key words that we find within there are responsibility, any situation, and then the best that I can be. So let's start off by looking at the examples before we talk about the application for this specific virtue. I want to start off with this Bible verse, for each will have to bear his own load. This is from Galatians 6:5. Truly looking at the fact that if I have self-ownership, I'm going to bear what comes to me, what is put on me. I'm going to take that on fully. I think this speaks great to self-ownership. I have 3 examples for having self-ownership and how it's shown as an athlete. So first is owning your role within both positive and negative situations. We are going to have positive and negative in life, in athletics, no matter where we are. I think the 3 things that really speak to owning your role within that is, how do you respond to it in the moment? Are you like non-verbally, how do you respond? Verbally, how do you respond? But looking at that, how do you move forward? Do you take the time to process and debrief yourself? Do you take the time to discuss with a coach or with another player? And then lastly, how do you work to better yourself for the next time? Owning that if you didn't handle that situation well, it can be better the next time. And how am I going to learn through this? How am I going to do skill work to not miss that play? Or how am I going to improve my kick to get a better jump off the wall on my flip turn? All of those pieces. But whether it is a positive situation or a negative situation, we have to be able to own our role within it. Giving all that you have to play the best game for the team and for yourself. Effort is huge when it comes to self-ownership. You decide how much you give. Sometimes we don't have 100% to give. Sometimes we're at 80, but we're giving all of that 80. We're giving all that we have to show that you yourself are prepared and ready for this game or recital or whatever it may be, but also that for your team, you are doing your best. And lastly, taking responsibility for actions. If we look from our Ethics 101 book, author John C. Maxwell tells us that if you desire to be trusted by others and you want to achieve much, you must take responsibility for your action. Though you see this coming in as our third action example, I think responsibility might be the first step in actually having true ownership, taking responsibility for all that is surrounding you, for all that you do, for all that you say, for all that you are. Let's take a look at this video clip. What you're going to see is a girl named Caitlin. She is at a school with the best figure skating coach in the area, but they don't have figure skating scholarships. So she's actually there on a hockey scholarship. And you're going to see her take self-ownership for hockey. Though figure skating is her passion, she knows that she has responsibility for the hockey team as well. So let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm totally serious. That makes me feel better, right? Here we go. Hey, Caitlin. What are you doing here?
I'm reading The Great Gatsby. What does it look like I'm doing?
I'm just surprised. It's not like you're the team's most dedicated player.
It's not dedication, it's self-preservation. Does it have anything better than harass me?
No?
Okay, what's it gonna take to get you off my ice? A restraining order?
I got a better idea.
So as you see, there's some doubt there, doubt that hockey is not her thing. And she knows hockey's not her thing, but she's taking responsibility, taking self-ownership in the fact that though figure skating is where her passion lies, she has a responsibility to her hockey scholarship and to her hockey team. And self-preservation of, I can do what I need to do to be the best hockey player I can so I can get the training I want for figure skating. Speaking to coaches, we start with the same example, owning your role within both positive and negative situations. We make calls as coaches that don't go the way that we want them to or the way we thought they would, but owning that, knowing that, your player does exactly what you asked them to do, and you might have to own that the decision you made was great or maybe it wasn't. Owning that there's always something to learn. Looking from Bruce Brown, he says successful coaches never stop learning and improving by questioning and assessing their methods. Every single season, every single day, every single year, there's new things that come out in all sports, new drills, new techniques, new training methods, making sure that we take the time to learn those things to make sure that we are the best coaches we can be, taking ownership in our knowledge of the sport and how to improve young athletes so that they can have the best season and the best growth that we want them to have. And lastly, always being willing to push yourself. Again, from author Bruce Brown, it gives you an opportunity to enhance your knowledge of the technical aspect of your sport and to make a comparative analysis of your coaching methods. Going to clinics, speaking with other coaches, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, all of those things allow you to push yourself as a coach and really dive into how am I coaching and is it the best way to do it. So let's look at some application based here for our athletes using the off season or the preseason to really improve not just their skill, but their overall body capacity of working out, their knowledge level of the sport, watching professionals, watching college level. I'm a high school coach, so college level is huge for us. Making sure at practice they're fully focused on the drill at hand, improving not just the skill they have, but their mindset. Asking for another rep, asking to race that race again, asking to do the routine one more time, really pushing the fact that they are fully in this practice and fully working to be the best they can for their performance, the gameplay, whatever may come. Next, we have gameplay, taking action and responsibility, 100% effort. No matter what your role is, you might be on the bench that day, you might be at shortstop, you might be quarterback, but whatever your role is, giving it 100%, taking ownership of the role you've been placed in, knowing that you were placed there for a reason and doing all that you can for your team. And lastly, in the debrief with your coach, with your teammates, knowing that not all of your actions are perfect potentially, but owning the fact that I should have made that play better. I should have drop step to the left. I should have flip turn faster, whatever it might be, but owning that. And then how are you going to improve? How are you going to get better? What are you going to work on next? Having that self-ownership in, I made mistakes, but that's okay because I'm going to continue to improve myself. When we look at coaches using the off and preseason for the same type of concept, it might not be you working out physically for yourself, but learning new ways to provide better workouts that are going to prepare your athletes for the game and reduce the injuries they see within your sport, promoting your program, working on your personal knowledge level. So attending those clinics, those camps, speaking to coaches, again, podcasts, reading books, whatever it may be to enhance your ability to coach that specific sport. In the game time, fully focused on your team, also not distracted by other things going on around you, but giving them 100% of your energy, pushing them towards the overall goal of reaching the goals they've set for that season and for working together as a team. Winning is always a really positive outcome, but it comes from all the pieces, all the process that comes before that. And the process is where coaches need to spend their time. Debrief, owning your actions if you made a bad call or you made a good call. Talking with the team on how to improve your coaching overall for the best chances to succeed. Asking them, what do you need from me? What do you want from me? Those can be hard questions to hear the answer to, but they can be really powerful. And it's true ownership inside of being a coach. This Michael Jordan quote really hits home when talking about self-ownership for me, but obstacles don't have to stop you if you run into a wall. Don't turn around or give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Really knowing that if you truly take the time in the off season, game time, preseason, all of those places, you can take ownership and responsibility, get better, and go through that wall or work around it. If I had 3 things I wanted you to take away from this is carry your own load, know what your job is, know your responsibilities, take responsibility for the actions you have on and off the court, in practice, on the field, and then just give 100%. Know what you're doing, know how you're handling yourself, and always be a great team player. Thanks for listening.